Alright, this video is going to be kind of wonky, but bear with me. I'll walk you through the whole thing. These are the two initial sketches I made for this painting. It was inspired by a dream I had of being hooked up to a system. And then I, over time, made more iterations of the sketch in different perspectives and with different elements. As you can see here, there's an exit door. That was one idea I was going to go with. And then I finally started to narrow it down to what I really wanted it to be. I wanted to make sure you could see the cords coming up my head, and I wanted to make sure you could see the anguish on my face. And so this is the final sketch that I decided to go with, or the final posture. And then I made reference photos so I could have something to draw off of. And I finally started working on the final sketch here in this video here. And yes, it took me 14 days to finally get started on this part of the process, which is sad. I've literally gotten nothing done this whole month, and I kind of been in like a rut. I mean, I did something, but I just didn't do enough. February is gone. But you know, let's move forward, you know what I'm saying? But with this piece, I really want to turn a new leaf and say something, and because I feel like there's so much going on, and there's so much that I'm feeling internally, you know what I'm saying, with all with the social climate, with the political climate, with all these things that are going on. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. You know? So as an artist, I feel like it is our job to say things when we feel that they aren't right, you know, and I think that's important. That's a part of our job. So yeah, so gonna work on that and how I want to frame it, you know. All right, so this is where my sketch is right now. And right now I'm trying to figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm trying to figure out 11 or 12 things that piss me off and drive me crazy about the world. So I ended up not going with that concept because it seemed too narrow. And so I decided to take a more broader approach and just put the world on the TV screens burning, pretty much. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that imagery of how they feel the state of the world is right now. This right here is my absolute best friend in the whole entire world, Dayshell. She came to LA to visit her family, and she saw me as well. This is us chilling in the car before we went to the bar.
When they say she get it from her mama, I'ma say you fucking right. Body food is gone polite. Don't be in the humble type. Tell me, is you down? Cause I'm trying to go up tonight.
Alright, so I am on Twitch with my sister right now. She was like, hey, if you paint, I'll go live on Twitch and we'll kind of do it together. She's on leave for a little while, so maybe this will work. So what I'm gonna work on right now is the sketch. I'm gonna finish drawing it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna start painting it so I can finally start working on the actual canvas. So I finished the final sketch and I've started drawing on the canvas. And things are going pretty well so far, just trying to stay consistent, trying to keep my head down. How's life right now? I'm $350 behind on rent, but thank God I got a $900 check in the mail a couple weeks ago, and so that really saved my ass. But it's just got me thinking, like, you know, the rent used to add up, you know, but they've raised the prices for 3 years in a row, and now it's harder to, in the time that I usually make rent, it's harder to make rent. So I'm stressing out, but I need to find a way to make more money, man. Like, I need to find a way to like connect with my audience and really, you know, make people want to buy these motherfucking paintings. I don't know how to put it, but I want to make people buy these paintings. Like, I don't know how to make people buy my shit. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep on painting and we'll see where it goes. It's been an accumulation of 1 hour and 22 minutes. I know that's not like a lot of time, but something's better than nothing. Alright, here I am drawing the sketch onto the canvas, and once I get the sketch right, I start outlining the sketch in marker. With this painting, I really wanted to convey the sense of anguish that it is to live in today's world and society. Just the different headlines that you see every day, the rolling back of civil rights, the attack on trans rights and trans people and their existence, of course climate change, war, famine, all these things start to weigh on the mentality every day. It's a sense of dread, and it's burdensome. Here I am applying a layer of burnt umber so that I don't have to paint on white, and then after I apply that layer, I let it dry for a day, and then I start painting. 3 days after starting to paint, I took a hike. All right, so I'm heading to pick up my friend Sin, and we're gonna go on a small little hike. It was raining today, so it's gonna be kind of messy, but they don't get out of the house much, so you know, I want to make sure to facilitate them being able to get some fresh air and see the earth and see the trees and stuff. You know what I'm saying. And I need to get out and see some stuff too, so this should be fun. So before we went on our hike, Sin was in the mood for some Indian food. So this was my first time going to an Indian market, I guess you would call it, or an Indian grocery store. And there were so many different kinds of foods here, and it smelled amazing. Ooh!
These are so good.
There were cool little idols and cool art on the wall. I mean, it was a really dope spot. I really wasn't into the food. I'm more of a selective eater, so you know, I'm not as adventurous to try new things. I would try that dessert, however, but I didn't. I just got those chips, and yeah, this was just a really cool spot. Then we went to Placerita Canyon Nature Center, where they had these really cool birds. It was really dope. And then, of course, we had to look around the mountains and see the stuff. We had a couple laughs. There was really cool art on the wall that looks really old and ancient, even though it's not that damn old. He told me a lot of history about this tree. We saw this really cool cabin that was really dope that had been there since like 1860, and they remodeled it and redid it and made it look, you know, awesome, so it stays intact for a longer period of time. This was a really peaceful hike, and he is so adventurous. A lot of fun to be around. Okay, so in the next shot, you're gonna see the painting kind of like more than halfway done, and that is because I didn't film anything between before I went on the hike and to this point that you're seeing right now. So this is pretty much the end of the video, and I'm really sorry it was so choppy, but you know, what's important is that we're continuing to create and we just keep going. So definitely stick around for the next video. I hope you like this detail and the tier. I thought that was a really cool aspect. Shout out to Andre Gazzetta for posting something that made me think to add that tier. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this painting. This is Collapse of the Simulation. If you like this painting and want to see more like it, just check out my other videos. If you're interested in purchasing the final sketch or an actual original, go to my website and like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell if you want to get alerts when I post my next video. All right, bye.